Welcome back to another episode of Reality Hits Matt. I'm your host, Michelle.
And I'm Matt.
This is a podcast where I watch reality TV and my husband reacts. Today we'll be going over Season 2, Episode 6 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
We reached the halfway point.
Yeah, last week, we finished it.
So we got 5 down, 5 to go.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me recap Episode 5 real quick. There was a lot going on in this one. I think it starts at the dinner they were at for Mayci.
Yes.
For her book deal. It's the end of that. I guess it's trailing off. They had the confession box. Somebody had said Jen is fake. So it picks up there. Jen's really upset about it. Some of the girls are trying to console her. It looked like Layla was kind of smirking and Mikayla was smirking when it was mentioned. So there's that. Whitney then mentions her baby shower or baby celebration of life, celebration of having a baby since her baby has been born. They didn't know the gender. And I think it's like Demi, Mikayla, and Jessi are like, yeah, we're not going. Like they make eyes at each other like, yeah, we won't see you there.
Yeah.
So then I think it moves on to Taylor. She's at her mom's house with her sister, and they're talking about, they bring up her recent TikToks with Dakota, and he's like cleaning her floors and her toilet and like all this stuff, and they're like, this looks like you guys are together, and she's like, oh, that's not what it means, you're looking too far into it.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then her sister is like, you're leading him on, and she asks if they're having sex, and Taylor says yes, and she's like, well, like, you shouldn't be doing that, like,
yeah.
She's leading him on even more there, and it's a bad situation. They need to be there for their kids, and they're obviously not working out. So then also we find out that Whitney is talking to Mayci about Mikayla's TikToks. She confronts Mayci because there were a couple TikToks that were kind of jabs at Whitney.
Yeah.
And Mayci was in them.
Yes.
So Whitney confronts Mayci, was like, hey, you know, this looks bad. Like, we're friends. This makes it look like, you know, we're not friends. And Mayci basically says, I don't know what the TikToks are going to be. She just has us do the trend or a dance, and then I guess she edits it and
like adds a caption on it.
And then she had actually put some of Whitney's videos in her videos.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of it's very petty and shitty. So then later on in the episode, Jen is talking about going to get her hair done at Jesse's studio. And they've been fighting ever since the whole Chippendales thing, and then the Chippendales Halloween party experience.
Yeah.
So Jen wants to get together with Jessi outside of her hair studio and like kind of hash things out prior to just sitting in her studio chair getting her hair done for hours on end. So Jessi agrees. They meet at a hot chocolate or coffee shop or something. And it starts out, it seems like they're kind of cordial, and then it turns into like a giant fight.
Yeah, like
they're yelling at each
match.
other. Yeah. Jessi's like, you knew what was going to happen. Like Demi said there'd be a surprise.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's a bit of a surprise. Like that's not getting consent to be danced on. By, so they're just shouting at each other. Jen's like, I, didn't give consent for your husband to rub his little dick all over me. And
I'm glad you brought that up.
Really funny. So then Jen's like, my husband and I aren't going to swing with you guys. Like, I know, all that shit. So then she leaves, and that's the end of that. So nothing really came out of that. There was no resolution to any conflicts there. Just seemed to get worse. Also, with that whole Chippendales thing, there's a point where I think Zach called Demi.
Yeah.
And they talked for like 45 minutes, and we're trying to hash some things out.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, it's just more confusing every time different people are talking to people on this whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. And
there's not really much else to say about that.
And then kind of back to the whole TikToks with Mikayla and Whitney. Mm-hmm. Whitney wants to, I guess, talk to Mikayla about this. So Mayci, I guess, tricks Mikayla into meeting Whitney. She's driving her to a cafe.
Sunshine Buns.
They've never been there. And then she's like, well, to make it even better, we'll be there in 5 minutes. Whitney's waiting for you. So Mikayla's like, stop the car, let me out. Like, Mikayla goes in, and I guess, they start talking, and Whitney's like, why are you, like, what is the problem here? And earlier in the episode, I guess it was mentioned that Mikayla kind of felt left out earlier on, like during like the trip to Park City. Yeah. She had mentioned that they all told her to come at like 5 to film TikToks, and she showed up early and they were all filming TikToks. Yeah. And she kind of like hinted that maybe Whitney was the reason behind that. So that's like basically the fallout.
Yeah, that, and I guess she had opened up to Whitney about her chronic illness, and Whitney kind of like was like, well, you're doing this and this, like, like maybe if you changed your ways, it wouldn't be that bad. Okay. So she felt like Whitney was kind of like undermining how like serious her condition was. It off. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that also contributed to the fallout.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but all right. And then so they're talking, and Mikayla's like, just get over it, like move on. And Whitney's like, well, I can't. Every time I go on the internet, there's a video of you
talking about me or making fun of me.
And she's like, well, don't follow me. I don't follow you. Which is shitty, because she's going on Whitney's page and getting clips from her videos to use in her videos. Like, you move on. Yeah. Just get over it. Yep. So this just ends up being like a big fight. Whitney's like, you're harassing me. Like, this is harassment. Yeah. Mikayla calls her delusional. Yeah. It's just a whole back and forth. And then out of that, they decide that they'll be civil in groups, but they don't want to be friends or hang out together alone. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then. So.
Yeah. I can't.
Then I think the end of the episode, there's kind of 2 things happening. It's Whitney's baby shower. She's got bunnies there because she doesn't want people holding baby Billy, who's, like 5 days old. He's fresh out the womb. Pretty much. So there's that happening. So at the baby shower, we have Miranda, Taylor, Mayci, and Jen. Mm-hmm. And Whitney was thinking that Layla would show up. Yeah. She thinks that they're still friends, I guess. And Jen's like, well, why would she be here? She's the one that said that I'm fake. Yeah. And so I guess she doesn't want to be around Jen. I don't know. So there's that. And then while this is happening, there's the hibachi party at Jessi's house. So her husband, Jordan, has a friend that has a hibachi company. Mm-hmm. They're doing hibachi night there. Yeah. Is there anything out of that? Anything said? I'm kind of drawing a blank.
No, they really just were talking shit about Whitney.
Of course they were. And why
Jen.
Wouldn't they be? Demi says that she doesn't
mind Whitney anymore. It's Jen.
Jen's her problem.
And then Jessi says, yeah, Jen's my new Roman Empire or something like that. Right. So they're they've moved their focus onto Jen.
All right, then. Is there anything else from that? I think that's about it. Let's move on to
the only other thing that I do want to mention. It doesn't really come up this episode, but Taylor does sit down with Dakota and kind of call it a break with him.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the only other thing.
Yep. All right, so let's get into episode 6, the Book of Redemption. All right. Somebody's going to redeem themselves this episode.
Maybe. They're going to try to. So Whitney, we're at Whitney's house, and Whitney and Connor are talking. Whitney says that she hasn't heard back from Jen, so she's just going to go over her house. So we're not really sure what's going on here, but apparently Whitney and Jen were supposed to drive to the airport together for this girls' trip.
Oh, right. The girls' trip. Okay.
And starting this morning, she went MIA and hasn't been responding to Whitney at all.
Oh, okay.
Whitney is hoping that even though she's not officially back in Mom Talk, this girls trip can be an opportunity for her to mend some relationships with the other girls.
Right.
But she was really hoping that Jen's okay and that she can go. So it cuts to Jen's house, and Whitney's knocking on the door, and Jen answers and tells Whitney that she's not doing well.
Oh, no.
Jen tells Whitney that she thinks she has prenatal depression. So I guess the girls, or at least at this point, Whitney knows that she's pregnant. And Jen in an interview said she started feeling depressed when she realized what needed to change in her life and in her marriage. So like a while ago. And then she found out she was pregnant, and she like truly hit rock bottom.
Yeah, you got all these issues, and now you're pregnant, and you got that going on, and
So
yeah,
she's been struggling.
Okay.
And Jen tells Whitney that something happened yesterday, and when Whitney kind of asks what happened, she fully breaks down crying and says that she's not ready to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
In an interview, though, so I'm assuming that this was probably filmed a little bit after, so she might have felt more comfortable. She's still very emotional during this interview, but Jen says that her and Zach were driving in the car, and she had a thought that came over her that she just doesn't want to be here anymore.
Oh, jeez.
She says that she didn't think that it would ever get to this point, and she doesn't want anyone to think of her differently.
Okay.
But she's having a really hard time.
Yeah.
She tells Whitney that she needs to take care of herself so she can take care of her kids and this baby. And Whitney is like, yeah, you're exactly right. Whitney asks Jen what she would like to share with the girls when they ask her why she isn't on the trip. And she just says, well, just tell them that I'm pregnant and sick. So she's basically giving Whitney the go-ahead to let the other girls know that she's pregnant. Yeah.
Okay.
Whitney doesn't want to leave Jen alone because she's about to be late for her flight, but she's worried about leaving Jen by herself, so she waits until Zach gets home, so she starts like cleaning up the house a little bit in the meantime to kind of like cheer her up. Whitney says that she thinks Jen is making the right decision to not go on this trip because she needs to prioritize her mental health, and she's like, I don't really know what to do right now, but I'm just going to try to cheer her up. So as she's cleaning, she finds a bowl of like eaten fruity cereal and just like starts laughing. So they have like a good little moment there. And then the intro plays.
Okay.
After the intro, we're in Scottsdale, Arizona for the girls' trip. All the girls land and they get onto a party bus, and the screen on the back of the party bus says #MomTalk. So it's pretty cool. Everyone's there in this group, obviously, except for Jen and Mayci. So Mayci had gotten there early.
Okay.
So Whitney breaks out like an old school digital camera to take a picture of the sign. Like she's over in the corner, and I like paused it, and she just has like one of those like little like, cameras that have the lens that pop out. So I thought that that was kind of funny. Demi says that everyone has to take a stab at the stripper pole that's in the middle of the bus, and it's really fun to do that. So Whitney just gets up because she's right in front of it and starts spinning around. Okay. And then Demi goes, is your coochie even healed yet? And she's like, probably not. So all the girls are like, let's take this easy. Demi asks Whitney where Jen is and what's happening. And Whitney just says, no, she's really sick. And so she doesn't tell them yet that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
I was wondering why, but then I realized probably because Mayci isn't there, so she probably wanted to do it like one time.
Oh, to tell everybody.
So yeah, she was like, okay, like, no, she's really sick.
Yeah.
Demi in an interview says she feels like Jen is not coming to Scottsdale is her not wanting to face her Jessi, and she thinks that Jen is a coward. I'm like, oh girl, that's gonna come bite you in the ass later.
Yeah, like she's gonna even care.
Yeah, like I mean, it's just a bad look where it's like you don't have empathy or sympathy or try to be like maybe she is sick, like you know, like sometimes it's not worth being right. Like, just let it go. Like, don't call someone a coward if you don't know exactly what's going on. Taylor is talking to Demi about her and Brett's relationship and how Demi called him at the airport to say that she missed him already. So Taylor's kind of like, oh, I thought that was funny. Like, you guys, didn't he drop you off and then you're calling him? And she's like, no, he didn't drop me off. Like, I took a ride. And Demi explains that they're always in contact, even if they're doing their own things. Taylor thinks that Demi is projecting this perfect relationship, and it's overcompensation for something. So this whole episode, Taylor comes for Demi. Like, she, like, there's something where, like, it's brewing. She is not a fan. She will take any moment to like kind of make a jab at her, but not fully like come out to her, like come at her. Like it's not like they're feuding, but like anytime Taylor can make a jab at Demi, she takes it.
Okay. All right.
So we're at the Airbnb villa. Mayci is there getting ready for the girls. Mayci is hoping that there's enough distractions this weekend that the girls can avoid the usual drama.
Yeah, okay.
But come on. Come on, Mayci. We've learned our lesson by now. Jessi says that if they're going to fight this weekend, at least they can do it in mansion because this house is like beautiful. It's huge. It's really nice. The girls start picking rooms, so Taylor, Miranda, and Whitney all decide to share a room. Mayci asks Whitney where Jen is, and then Whitney finally breaks it to the girls that she is pregnant.
Okay.
And so all the girls get kind of really silent, but you can definitely tell that there's judgment.
Yeah.
Jessi says she is surprised to hear that Jen is pregnant, and it's not the ideal time for a baby because of the issue she's been having with Zach.
Yeah.
And that was in an interview, so she's saying like she was caught off guard. All the girls are saying they're shocked, but then Mayci says, how can you be shocked when you don't use protection? If you're not using protection, then you're planning. So she was like, I don't know why like we thought that this couldn't happen. Demi asks what Zach is thinking with everything that's been going on, and then Layla goes, probably thinking it's a Band-Aid baby. At this point, Whitney's caught off guard by that comment. And Whitney says she's shocked by the girls' reactions because they have all been pregnant. They've all experienced modes of depression and acting erratic and acting not themselves. And there's no relatability right now. And it's just the girls harping on Jen for not going on the trip. So Whitney's like, this isn't supportive at all. This isn't even trying to understand. Like, this is just them like wanting to like harp on the situation. Like, she's not really thrilled about that. So the girls all get dressed and they go to dinner. Demi tells Whitney that to say like the prayer, and so she brings up them being together as a mom talk family, and all the girls look up and like give a side eye, and Mikayla says that this is just another example of Whitney's delusion, but if she wants to ask for help from the man himself, go right ahead.
Oh my God.
It was a little like, and she said it kind of jokingly, like she knew what she was saying, but like, yeah, it was a little weird, but whatever. The girls are all talking, and Jessi turns to Demi and says, I'm going to go get the truth box and tell the girls about it. And Demi goes, okay. So all the other girls are chatting. They don't hear this. Jessi says that with all the lies going on in mom talk lately, she has just the device to get them back on track. Jessi says that they shouldn't be surprised she's doing this because she loves instigating the drama.
Uh-huh.
At least she's self-aware. When she brings this out, all the girls are not happy. Mikayla says, didn't we learn our lesson from the first time? She thinks she is the only one that has a brain recently. Jessi tells the girls she thought Jen was going to be there and she had some questions she wanted to ask her, but with this group, this should be interesting. So she's like, I really just wanted to go for Jen with this.
Yeah.
But, like, we'll see how it goes with the rest of us. The girls go to change in their pajamas, and I thought it was really interesting that Jessi and Demi both changed into the sweatsuit that Whitney gifted them.
Oh, okay.
In the Park City trip.
Yeah.
All the black ones. So I was like, that's interesting that, like, I feel like with all the pettiness going on, I'm like, that would be the one thing where they, like, I burned that sweatsuit.
Gotcha.
I don't have that anymore. I shredded it. Yeah. I sold it for $1,000 on Posh or something.
No, it's just funny that they both have it. Like, did they plan that? Like,
they had to have planned that. Like, we're gonna wear the sweatsuits that we were wearing when we did the truth box for the first time, and we're gonna bring the truth box. It's just funny. Whitney says she's trying to be present right now during this trip, but she just can't get Jen off her mind, so she's been texting her to check in. So you see Whitney on her phone a lot, and she like keeps checking her phone and looking at it. And so the other girls are kind of like wondering what's going on, but they don't like say anything. They probably think she's like texting Connor or something. Yeah. Whitney reads the first one. It says, Jessi, is Jordan's dick tiny like Jen said? Jessi at this point says, okay, I'm gonna prove this once and for all. And all the girls are like, please do not show visuals. Like, we do not need visuals. Jessi reassures them that everything's blurred, but apparently she got Jordan excited and they decided to measure it and take a photo. And she like flashes her phone and she's like, see, it's 8 inches. And then Layla's like, that is not blurred. Like, you can clearly see. And all your girls are like, oh my God. Like, you know, like you're looking, but you're not looking. It's like, let's put this away. So that was a bit much.
Okay.
Layla reads the next one. Whitney, do you actually care about the friendships in this room, or do you care about how the public perceives you?
Oh.
Whitney says that she totally gets how in the past it would come off that she doesn't care. Then she used wording where it's like she's working on that so it doesn't seem that way. So then someone goes, seem or you do care? And she goes, no, I do care about these friendships. Like, that's why I said I'm working on them. I'm learning Whitney does not know how to communicate at all.
Oh, okay.
Like,
she means one thing and says it messed up.
Yes. Like, it's almost like, you know, when you're talking to like one friend and they have one sort of humor.
Uh-huh.
And then the other friend totally does not understand that humor, but you understand both their humors.
Yeah.
It's like I was listening to that kind of conversation.
Gotcha.
So it was very like, Whitney, girl, like you need to work on how you're
communicate
answering these.
All right.
Mikayla makes a sarcastic comment pretending to be Whitney, and she's like, I'm acting really hard to care about these friendships. And she says that like in the room. So I'm like, I get your feelings, Mikayla. I think they're understood and heard. I think you need to back off a little bit. Layla reads the next one and it says, Demi, did you know Mayci received an anonymous confession that said, I slept with Brett when Demi was out of town?
Oh, shit.
Demi looks like she doesn't know how to respond at first, and she says that they've only been apart 5 days total in their marriage, and if he did choose to do that, she would leave him.
Okay.
But she says if it is true, she'll find out because the truth always comes out. She seems very unbothered by this.
Okay.
Demi says in an interview that she's not sure who wrote that note on the card, but if she had to guess, it was someone trying to stir the pot, and if she had a better guess, it would be someone who's unhappy in their own relationship.
Okay.
And she fully trusts Brett, and she's like, I'm not even going to give this light of day.
Yeah. Okay.
Demi reads the next one and says, Jessi, were you really kissing Marciano publicly? So Marciano was the one that Jen accused Demi.
Oh, at the villa?
Yeah, at the villa. They all became friends, and the story is that Jessi and Demi went out with Marciano and a couple of his friends out in LA when they were in LA for like a brand thing or whatever.
Okay.
And they were at this bar, and apparently online people saw them at these bars between one and the other. And there was rumors online that she was like making out with Marciano in this bar. Jessi like jokingly says yes, and then she goes, just kidding. And I'm like, maybe you shouldn't do that. And then Whitney goes, who's Marciano? Because she's totally out of the loop. So they explain who he is. Jessi says that if she's going to cheat, she's not going to do it publicly. So it's just a stupid lie. Like, she's like, no, I wouldn't do that at a bar in LA and cheat on my husband. Like, I'm not that dumb.
Right. Okay.
I'm like, okay, you're not saying like I would never do that. You're like, I wouldn't do it in public.
I would do it in private, obviously.
So, I mean,
people know me. I wouldn't do it in public.
I mean, there's cameras nowadays, so why would I do that? Jessi reads the next truth, and it says, Jessi, were you worried Demi was willing to take a bigger contract, even if that meant you were going to be dropped from the show? So we're getting in some behind-the-scenes drama.
Yeah.
Jessi said that her and Demi had a falling out a couple months ago that rocked their friendships, which is kind of mind-blowing because they have been the closest this entire season.
Just ganging up on everybody.
Right. So
together.
When I heard this, I'm like, wait, what is this drama? All the girls like in interviews separately say that Demi was trying to call everyone and say, fuck Jessi. let's push her to the side because
wow.
Jessi was telling Demi that she was not walking and that Demi can walk if she wants to.
Oh, wow.
I won't go into further details about this because it comes up later and we learn more about this situation.
Okay.
But there's more to it than just that. So Demi says that Jessi sits on her empire of this hair business and does so financially well that it's selfish of her to not allow someone to take a bigger pay cut. Which I'm like, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, rich people are going to get richer, and if she's on the show doing what she's supposed to do,
she's doing as much as everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, other girls have things outside of the show and mom talk.
And that's just, to me, pure jealousy. Like, you're just jealous of what she has. Like, you want to be her, so you're going to try to, like, push her aside so you can make more money.
Mayci's got a book deal now. Is she supposed to take less money?
That's why she was pissed.
From the show now?
That's why the producers probably asked Jen, when they announced the book deal and then the pickleball, they asked Jen, like, oh, Demi didn't seem happy for Mayci.
Oh, okay.
Probably because of all this back drama.
Yeah, all the same shit going on there.
Never know, guys.
Interesting, yeah.
Taylor, in an interview, says that all this drama when they were off season really gave her a bad taste in her mouth because that was supposed to be Demi's best friend.
Yeah.
Later on, she even says, like, Demi wasn't even supposed to be casted for this show. So, like, why the fuck do you think that you're number one?
Right.
Miranda reads the next truth, and it says, Whitney, do you still not regret going to Mayci's baby mama party? And this is what I'm talking about when Whitney cannot communicate well or properly to convey the message that it should have been. So Whitney says if she hadn't made that mistake, she wouldn't have known how to correct it and wouldn't have learned from it. Mayci says, so did you regret it or not? It's a yes or no. Whitney says, I'm saying no because I needed to learn a lesson. If you say you make a mistake, you regret it because you regret the actions.
Or if you learned a lesson from it, then you would feel regret.
Right.
So, yeah, I kind of, like, I can feel the miscommunication there, the improper usage of words.
Right. So it's like... So Mayci's caught off guard and, like, you can clearly see it on her face.
Yeah.
Mayci says Whitney's response surprises her because she has done a lot to try to get her back into mom talk. So the fact that she still doesn't regret her actions that night really surprises her.
Yeah.
Then Whitney reads the next one. It says, Mikayla, do you ever see you and Whitney working things out? And Mikayla goes, I do not. And that's it. And then Whitney just starts dying laughing. Like, she finds it hilarious at this point. She's like, what the fuck else am I going to do?
Right.
Mikayla says forgiveness may be godly, but so is sticking up for yourself. So she said that in an interview. So she said, I'm going to stick up for myself. And, like, I don't see this working out with Whitney.
Just keep making your petty TikToks.
Right. Like, oh my God. The next day, Whitney says she wants to have a conversation with Mayci about the truth box last night, because she was shocked by her reaction to it. Whitney thinks that Mayci is still holding a grudge, and Mayci says it's not a grudge, it's the fact that her guard is up because she still doesn't know if she can trust Whitney or if Whitney is, like, really trying to be a friend to her.
Right.
Whitney continues to explain that she said she doesn't regret it because of the mental space she was in at the time. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, like, she has so much empathy for Jen, and Jen is going through such a hard time right now.
Yeah.
Whitney was newly pregnant when all this drama was going on with Mayci.
Yeah.
She then had Jessi previously tell her that all the girls hate her and they all have problems with her.
Yeah.
She then kept having more issues with other girls, and to the point where, like, they were gaining up on her. Demi was coming at her. Like, if you're newly pregnant and going through all that, like, she was probably in a very similar state to Jen was.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I get where Whitney's coming from, where she's like, I was trying to protect myself because I wasn't in a good mental state. So why would I regret separating myself from those girls?
Yeah.
But she's not considering the impacts that had with her friendship with Mayci because she was friends with Mayci.
Yeah.
So And maybe when you're in that mental state, you're not thinking right, but that's like, she needed to own up to those. Like, she needed to like say that. Like,
Yeah.
I should have messaged you or said something. She did message
Well, she
her.
did message her.
She did message her,
because,
but it was a very selfish
yeah, but
message.
the whole time it was she didn't say anything.
Yes.
She just didn't show up. And then we learn a couple episodes
Yeah.
later that she did indeed message her.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't the best message. No, it was all right.
Yeah, but she didn't just not show up. Like, and Mayci said she didn't.
Yeah.
Just didn't show up.
But it could have been like, hey, can I come early and see you before it starts, before the other girls? Like, you know, like maybe there was something else that could have done. Like, I'm just saying she could have given in saying, I don't regret it.
Yeah.
It comes off a little bad.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah.
So Whitney then says that for her, regret is admitting that you intentionally did something that hurt someone. Mayci in an interview thinks that they're getting into semantics now, and she doesn't understand why Whitney doesn't get it. Whitney says no one wanted her there, and Mayci said, I did. Mayci thinks that Whitney could have come and said hi and left and not talked to the other girls. As they're having this conversation, Demi and Mikayla are eavesdropping right outside the door and like smirking and like laughing.
Yeah.
So they're hearing everything that's going on. Mayci says that when she was in her darkest time of her life and her son's father had just passed away, she was maid of honor in 2 weddings. And so Macy's trying to like say like she feels like she always shows up for her friends.
Oh, right.
Even when she is in that dark spot.
Yeah.
And she tells Whitney that it feels like she wants to be more right than she wants to validate Macy's feelings. So like Whitney's arguing with these semantics of like, what does regret mean? All this stuff, instead of just having a conversation to validate Macy's feelings about her being upset.
Yeah.
Whitney does apologize and says she's not trying to be stubborn. After like it seems like it calms down a little bit, Whitney asks Mayci like, is the way that Mikayla talks about me possibly having an impact on our relationship? Like, you constantly hearing Mikayla talk poorly on me and not like me, is that getting into your head? And like, I just want to know. Mayci says that she feels caught in the middle, but no one is going to tell her who to be friends with.
Okay.
Whitney then starts crying and says she just misses what they had and she doesn't know how to get that back. Seemed to me like Whitney was trying to turn it on her a little bit, like it's about me right now.
Yeah.
Again, like, she is trying to navigate all these relationships. I don't think she can communicate properly. I think in that moment she should have just left it. Like Mayci saying her piece and Whitney saying, I'll work on it, instead of trying to push this conversation even further. I think this conversation could have happened at a different time. But Mikayla hears all of this.
Yeah, yeah.
So they sit back down at the table with the other girls, and Demi asks Whitney and Mayci if they're good because she heard them chit-chatting. Mikayla goes, yeah, I'm curious how it ended. I'm like, bitch, you know.
Right.
Mayci said it ended fine, and then Mikayla says, so cool you can talk about me behind my back. Mayci was like, we weren't talking about you. And then Mikayla goes, I was literally standing there and I listened to everything. And I'm like, but it wasn't about you.
Right.
And we all know that you hate Whitney. We all know your feelings about her. You've made it very clear. You posted it on social media.
How Mayci feels because of Mikayla. It's not, they weren't talking about her.
Yeah. It wasn't like that bitch Mikayla over there. Like, you know, she just like, is like, how is that impacting us? Whitney then says to Mikayla, I feel like you're intentionally trying to hurt me. And Mikayla says, I'm calling you out on your shit, not hurting you. Mikayla thinks that Whitney can't take accountability for anything. And Whitney says, name one thing that I haven't taken accountability for. And Mikayla then says, I think we could go around the table and everyone could name one thing. And then Whitney was like, let's fucking do it then. This is what pissed me off about Mikayla's point, is like, I think she has a point that Whitney hasn't. Maybe she has personally, but not publicly or on this platform, owned up to some of the stuff, like the Fruity Pebble stuff and going to Taylor's baby shower, but she kind of did own that in her own way.
Yeah.
But Mikayla starts talking for the rest of the girls, and that's what pissed me off.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when Whitney says, let's fucking do it, and then she goes, Demi, like, tell me what I haven't taken accountability for. And Mikayla keeps, like, interrupting. And she goes and talking over her. And then she's, like, speaking for the group, and she says, I don't think anyone here is interested in having a friendship with you. And it's like, can you...
Yeah, that's shitty.
Like, that's not the case, because Miranda is trying to have a friendship with her. Mayci is trying to fix her friendship with her. Taylor seems indifferent about all of it.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't really give a fuck about Whitney. And Demi and Jessi are silent during all this. And Jessie's the one saying, like, I don't mind Whitney anymore, and so did Demi. So, like, Mikayla, you're the only one at this table besides we haven't really heard from Layla, but then later we see them dancing together. So, like, I think that they're fine. Like, you're the only one that doesn't want to have a friendship with her.
Yeah.
So that pissed me off. I don't know. I was like, shut up, Mikayla. So at this point, they're kind of yelling at one another, and Taylor's still in bed, and she says, like, I'm laying here and I hear Whitney yelling. She goes, that's a problem for later. Like, I'm a mom of 3. Like, I'm trying to get my sleep. Like, leave me alone. Demi says that, so Demi then steps in and she says, going into the past to hash things out is contradictory to where they're at with their friendship. And Whitney says, okay, then... we all keep saying I need to take accountability, but then no one wants to have a conversation with me. So are we going to move on, or do we need to hash this out? Like, I need to know one way or the other. And then Mikayla says, but you owe that conversation with people. What the fuck does that even mean? She's trying to have that conversation with people.
Right. Well, it's just like...
So is it a one-way conversation that she's supposed to have with a brick wall?
It's like when Mikayla was like, why don't you talk to me about... like when they met the previous episode. It's like, what the fuck do you think she's doing right now?
I fucking can't with this girl. I can't with this girl. It's like talking to a 5-year-old who doesn't understand emotion. Whitney says, I tried to reach out to everyone at the beginning of the season, and only one person answered her. Miranda, in an interview, says she originally was really excited about this girl trip, but it's becoming very clear that there's a lot of history here and a lot of resentment.
Welcome back to the group.
Right? And she says that she wonders if this is what women supporting women looks like. So she is second guessing everything. She's like, how the fuck do I get out of this? She stays very quiet.
Okay.
Pretty much this entire
she's
episode.
Just taking it all in.
Because she's not going to get involved in someone else's. She wasn't there for it.
Well, she's trying to get into the group too.
Yeah.
And like be a part of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, so you don't want to say something and get off on a bad foot. But also, like, you're just taking this shit in. Like, what is wrong with these girls?
Yeah. So we go to the pickleball event. Mayci says it's cool to see all the girls that are supporting her. And that's what's cool about Mom Talk is you can support one another regardless of who hates who. Oh my.
Okay, yeah.
This is the level.
Yeah.
They enjoy the pickleball event. They show the different celebrities that were there. Mayci was hosting. The girls were up in a box together. And it seemed like they all had a good time.
That's good.
Afterwards, the girls go out to dinner. And Taylor asks the girls how they were feeling about the truth box last night. And Jessi says that it was awkward at times, but it was better than the first time.
Okay.
Whitney goes, I have a question, and then brings up the Demi and Jessi truth box about Demi wanting Jessi off the show. And she asks what really happened there. This is where, if I were Whitney in this interview, I would probably say something like, oh, since I've been out of the drama for so long, I was kind of caught off guard.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just wanted to know more details. No. This girl says she feels like she was in the hot seat this morning with Mikayla, so she's trying to get the heat off of her and Mikayla's relationship, so she's going to throw Demi and Jessi to the fire.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
Like, fair, but I'm like, I can see where that would rub people the wrong way if you already didn't like her.
Yeah, no, for sure, yeah.
So I'm like, girl. So they kind of handle it very cordially. There's not a lot of fighting, except for it gets a little contentious between Taylor and Demi at one point, but Demi says that originally they were trying to go into negotiations as a united front.
Okay.
Jessi explains that when they joined one of their calls, she could hear Brett talking in the background, and that upset her because she didn't want Brett speaking for her since they were a united front.
Okay, all right.
At that point, Jessi decided that she was just going to go into negotiations alone. She said, you know, if you want your husband there with you, I'll handle my own negotiations.
Right. Right.
I, like, good luck to you, but, like, it's not a united front anymore. I'm just going to go separate.
Yeah.
Demi felt backstabbed by that and said that, like, F it, and tried to get more money and Jessi off Mom Top. So Jessi was caught off guard during that because she was only trying to, like, go in for more money. She wasn't, like, get Demi off the show.
Yeah.
Taylor then brings up that Demi said she should get the biggest brand deal out of all of them and asks why she thinks that. And then Demi goes, I never said that, like, at all. Jessi and Whitney then both go, yeah, no, I heard that too.
Oh, okay.
Demi then backtracks and says, well, I don't think it's a shock that I was a fan favorite. In what universe were you a fan favorite? I did not like you towards the end of last season. Taylor, in an interview, says that originally Demi wasn't even supposed to be casted for the show. Taylor is mind blown that Demi is putting herself on this pedestal, and she feels like Demi has, like, money at the biggest priority instead of the sisterhood of Mom Talk.
Right. The sisterhood.
The sisterhood.
That's the safe word.
Get her out of there. Mayci, where are you?
I left that out of my recap. You said that and it just like sparked my memory.
Sisterhood. And then I was 3 sisterhood deep.
Shit.
Taylor tells Demi that she wouldn't have even been there without her, and Demi doesn't disagree.
Okay.
And she's like, I almost put myself in a mental hospital because of how vulnerable and open I've been with my personal life. And she goes, I have the most to lose here, which I think is fair. Like, she's put a lot out there.
Yeah.
Layla tried to chime in, and then Taylor goes, can you let me finish? And Layla was like, but you're going to come after her, so, like, I need to step in. She goes, no, you can step in after I'm done. Taylor then says that girls here at this table aren't sharing what's going on behind closed doors and aren't being vulnerable, so those girls don't deserve to get paid the most.
Okay.
She says if anyone deserves to be paid the most, it's me, but I've never asked for that, and I would never ask for someone to be kicked off the show.
Right.
She then turns to Layla and goes, okay, go ahead. Layla's speechless because I think she put 2 and 2 together, like what Taylor was saying, because all the girls have said that Demi is not being honest with everything in her life.
Right.
So Layla's speechless, and then Taylor goes, yeah, because you have nothing to say. So Taylor's, like, coming at, like, she's not letting down. Demi says where she went was wrong with trying to kick Jessi off the show, and Taylor says, yeah, so you would have done it to any one of us. And then Demi goes, no, I wouldn't. Absolutely not. So that makes all the girls, like, almost more upset because she's calling Jessi expendable.
Yeah.
So Jessi's, like, very hurt by this. Like, she's like, what the fuck? Like, so you wouldn't do it to Taylor, but you would do it to me? Like, so, like, I'm the expendable one in your mind.
Right.
Mayci thinks that if Demi can do this to someone who's supposed to be her closest friend, she's not sure if she can trust Demi.
Oh, absolutely. If you can
yeah.
be terrible like that to your friend, yeah, what are you going to do to people that you're not a friend of?
Yeah. So all the girls have this same feeling. Like, Mikayla says that, Mayci says that, Taylor says that.
All right.
Jessi's on edge now. The only person that doesn't say that is Layla, so I'm not really sure where she stands in all this. Demi then makes, like, a toast, like, after they, like, calm down, and she goes, okay, so as the new leader of Mom Talk, like, jokingly, and I'm like, that might have been too soon. Then they kind of get into Demi's fertility treatments because she ended the toast and fertility for all. So then they say, like, oh, are you guys still trying? So it comes out that her and Brett have been trying to conceive for 4 years, and she struggles with endometriosis, and he has a very low sperm count. So they've been trying to take holistic approaches to their fertility treatments. So a lot of spiritual, deep breathing, get your chakras in a line, I guess. And Demi gets very, like, emotional at this point. So you can kind of see her opening up. Maybe this is one part of what the girls would like her to show more of.
Right.
I feel like it's not just that, because I feel like that would be an easy fix for someone to ask her about her fertility issues. So I think that there's even more going on behind that than just this. But
Gotcha.
it was very emotional, and even Mikayla said, listen, I think her tears are genuine, but I'm still on the fence about her motive of being here and why she wants to be a part of Mom Talk, and is it just for money?
Right.
They cut to the club. Jessi and Taylor head back to the house. So Taylor says she's tired, and Jessi, I think, is just emotionally drained from that whole thing. And the rest of the girls hit the dance floor. So they're dancing, having a good time. The bar back girls come out with like giant cutouts of their heads. So this is what I was talking about last week.
Oh, the cutouts. Yeah, you weren't sure because
yeah.
Who was it? Whitney had the idea to dress up or body paint or something for Mayci
to show their support,
and nobody responded.
Yeah.
And she had Miranda respond.
Yeah.
But then you had said you saw the cutouts, so that was. This is now.
So it's at the club. Okay. So they have each girl's head as a cutout.
Okay.
So they're all just having a good time and letting loose, and it seems like, I don't know. Watching them dance, and in my head, I'm like, none of them are drinking. I'm like, absolutely not. I would not be in this club dancing like that if I were sober. Back on the bus, Mikayla says she could easily beat Whitney in a twerking contest. Whitney gets up and like starts twerking it, and Mikayla goes, I'm not seeing it. So then all the girls start dancing. It gets really raunchy. At one point, like, Mikayla is straddling Demi. Someone's upside down with their like legs in the air. Like, I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is a lot. Layla's dancing on Whitney. Like, so good time for all. And then at the end, Mikayla says, now remember who's in first place. And to me, like, it's you, Mikayla. Which, I'm not going to lie, she was pretty good at it. But I'm like, this is petty. Back at the house, Taylor and Jessi are talking about how the night went. And Taylor does admit that she probably has a little bit of competitiveness and jealousy towards Demi. So they're just talking about that. So Taylor is admitting that, like, she's, like, so, like, aggressive because she thinks it's both ways, that like Demi is like competitive and jealous of her and she is jealous. So like it's probably just like they need to sit down and have a conversation, but they're not willing to do it.
Right.
The girls then get back, and Demi says who wants to go in the hot tub, and someone throws out skinny dipping. At this point, they all go to get changed, and they think that Demi had probably texted Brett saying that she was going skinny dipping. So then Brett calls her and she goes, are the cameras still on? And she goes, yeah, the cameras are still here. I'm just taking my makeup off. He's like, then no, you're not going skinny dipping. So Demi tells the girls that she's not going to go in the hot tub anymore. And Taylor thinks that it's hypocritical because she always gives people shit about being controlled by their spouses.
Right.
But this is exactly what is happening right now.
Yeah.
Jessi, Layla, and Miranda come back, and they're all just in towels, and so all the girls go outside for them to go in the pool. Then they take off their towels, and they do have underwear on, so I'm like, okay, they're topless. Like, it's not skinny dipping, and it's topless.
Right.
And they all jump in the pool, so it's kind of like a girls gone wild situation, and that's kind of where we, like, leave off.
That's it? That's the end?
Yeah, like, it's just all the girls talking about, like, how... you know, Mom Talk is about friendship, and Taylor's like still questioning to me.
Yeah.
And some of the girls are like, it's nice to just like let loose and like have fun. Like, this has been probably like the least dramatic weekend that they've had.
Which is crazy because it opened up a lot of drama and a lot of conflict.
Yeah. But it's like they all kind of just got over it.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's have a good time. So,
all right, well, that's cool.
Yeah. So that was it.
Great.
And I should mention, there was a note after they filmed with Jen. So they had a scene with Zach and Jen. Zach's playing with their kids, and then he brings the kids upstairs to say hi to Jen. He tells them in an interview, he tells production in an interview that they're taking a step back from Mom Talk to focus on her mental health. And then the show put up an announcement and said, out of respect for Jen's privacy, production has made the decision to stop filming with her at this time so she can focus on her mental health. So we probably won't see Jen for a little bit.
Okay. All right.
So I did forget that part of
All right.
But
well, I guess we'll see what happens next week. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Reality Hits Matt. It's Reality Hits MAT, just one T. Same on TikTok at Reality Hits Matt. And if you want to drop us a line, a question, a comment, anything, that is realityhitsmatt@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.